Yo guys, what's going on? I am Magnetic Jackal, and today I'm going to bring you another Elden Ring guide. In this one, I'm going to explain where to get all the different bell bearings that exist in the game. They're the item that you can give to the Twin Maidens to expand their inventory so that you can buy more things from them. Just as a note though, I'm excluding the bell bearings you get for killing merchants because you just find the merchant and you can kill them, and then you'll get a bell bearing that lets you buy whatever they were selling. So this guide's just going to cover the other ones that you have to find out in the world or kill certain bosses for. If you find this video helpful, drop a like and subscribe, and let's get started. The first smithing bell can be found in the Ray of Lucaria crystal tunnel. You'll have to make your way through the tunnel to the end and defeat the boss in order to get the bell. Second smithing bell can be found in the sealed tunnel in the Altus Plateau. If you want to check out my guide on how to get to the Altus Plateau early in the game, I'll link it here. The bell can be found just inside a chest near the beginning of the dungeon. Once you have access to the mountaintop of the Giants area, one of the very first sites of grace is the Zamor ruins. If you follow this path, you'll be able to find the Smithing Bell 3. Once you've completed the mountaintop of the Giants area and gained access to Crumbling Farum Azula, you'll start at the Crumbling Beast Grave site of grace. From here, you can continue to the Crumbling Beast Grave Depths and then to the Tempest Facing Ruins side of grace. Once you've reached this side of grace, follow this path and you'll find your way to the Godskin Duo boss fight. You'll need to defeat the Godskin Duo to get the Smithing Bell 4. The Somber Smithing Bell 1 can be found in the Celia Crystal Tunnel. The easiest way to get there, especially early in the game, is to go from the Gatefront Ruins side of Grace to the Dragonburn Ruins and get stuck in the Transporter's chest. This will teleport you to the Celia Crystal Tunnel. You will have to fight a boss, and when you defeat it, you'll get the Somber Smithing Bell 1. From the Altus Highway Junction side of Grace and the Altus Plateau, you can follow this path to get to the Altus Tunnel. Once you have arrived in the Altus Tunnel, you can follow this path to get to the end of the tunnel, where you will have to fight a boss. Once you defeat the boss, you'll be granted the Somber Smithing Bell number 2. Once you have access to the mountaintop of the Giants area, find the Freezing Lake side of Grace. From here, running across the lake towards the church, you'll find the Somber Smithing Bell 3 on a corpse just out the front of the church. Once you have access to the crumbling Farum Azula area, follow this path to get to the Tempest-facing cliff side of Grace. Just in front of the Tempest-facing cliff side of Grace will be a corpse, and on that corpse will be the Somber Smithing Bell Fool. Once you have defeated the Godskin Duo boss, follow this path towards the Malekith. This is a long run, but you'll find the Somber Smithing Bell 5 on a corpse in the temple just before the side of Grace prior to fighting Malekith. Once you get to this point of the run, you're going to be harassed on the rest of your way by a bunch of birds. You can save and quit to reset the bird positions if they begin to overwhelm you, making it easier to get to the temple on the other side of this bridge. From the Erdtree Gazing Hill side of Grace, you can follow this path to get to the Wyndham Catacombs. Inside the Wyndham Catacombs, once you complete the dungeon and then defeat the boss, you'll be granted the Glovewort Bell number 1. From the Zamor Ruins side of Grace and the mountaintop of the Giants, you can follow this path to get to the Giant Mountain Catacombs. Once you complete this dungeon and defeat the boss at the end, you'll get the Glovewort Bell number 2. From the Crumbling Beast Grave Depths side of Grace in Farum Azula, you can follow this path to find an elevator. Once you go down the elevator, you'll see a lake in the distance. Inside that lake is a gazebo where the Glovewort Bell 3 can be found. Once you have reached the Altus Plateau, the festival will begin. Once the festival begins, you can go and defeat Radahn. Only after defeating Radahn will the meteor that is holding crash into the ground and create a giant hole near Fort Hyde. From here, you can follow this path to get inside Nokron, the Internal City. Once you're inside Nokron, very early on, you'll find a gazebo, the Ghost Glovewort Bell number 1. As part of the Rani the Witch questline, you'll eventually get access to Noxtella, the Eternal City. Once you have access to this side of Grace, you can follow this path to get the Ghost Glovewort Bell number 2. From the Halleck Tree Roots side of Grace, you can follow this short path to find yourself in a graveyard. Inside this graveyard is the Ghost Glovewort Bell 3. Yo, so just before we get into the next couple of bell bearings, they all follow the same general pattern that involves the bell bearing hunter. So basically what you'll need to do is go to a certain location, then speak to the NPC there until you've exhausted their dialogue. And once you've done that, if you wait until nighttime and then travel to that location, the NPC won't be there anymore and the bell bearing hunter will appear instead. So that's generally what you need to do to get him to appear at these locations. And then when you defeat him, he'll drop whatever bell it is that he drops at that location. So these are the locations. The Warmaster's Shack, where you'll need to speak to Knight Banal. The Church of Vows, where you'll need to speak to the Giant Turtle. Hermit Merchant's Shack, where you'll need to speak to the Hermit Merchant. The Isolated Merchant Shack, where you'll need to speak to the merchant sitting inside. Hope everyone found this video helpful. If you did, drop a like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.